I've said it before, I'll say it again. Aston Martin are looking to win the World Championship next season in Formula 1. Whether they will or not is another matter. There's a lot of different factors when it comes to this. There is a lot of doubts over the drivers. They are, of course, going into a complete overhaul of the regulations. They are going to a new engine supplier in the form of Honda. They've been with Mercedes for over a decade now, has that team, going back to the Force India days, of course. But behind the scenes, when it comes to their facilities, when it comes to the people in and around that team, they have the most advanced facilities of anybody on the Formula 1 grid. The brand new factory complex thing that's there at Silverstone, of course, is seriously impressive. They have got the likes of course, Adrian Newey there. They've got Enrico Cardile, and now they have Nick Roberts as well, another ex-Red Bull staff member, the strategist for Red Bull. I'm sure he's going to be a very vital cog in the green machine as it was for Aston Martin. But let's have a look, guys. Let's have a look at Roberts here. Why is he going to be such a key member of the squad ahead of 2026? Well, I'll explain why with this article here on the F1Chronicle.com. Aston Martin have continued their recruitment drive ahead of the new era in Formula 1 in 2026. It's believed that former Racing Bull's senior strategist engineer Nick Roberts will join the team after a period of gardening leave. Formula 1's favourite kind of holiday, gardening leave. Roberts' move is the latest in a series of high-profile hires from within the Red Bull family, coming after the blockbuster arrival of design legend Adrian Newey in March. Newey, who is the most decorated engineer in F1 history, with involvement in over 200 race wins and 25 world titles. My goodness me. Is that a record? Is that more than what Enzo Ferrari got? And Colin Chapman? I think it probably is already working on Aston Martin's first car for the 2026 regulations, the AMR 26. The new rules will introduce 50% electrification, fully sustainable fuels, and active aerodynamics, while Aston Martin will also begin their eagerly awaited works partnership with Honda, who are currently the supplier for Red Bull. Earlier this year, Aston Martin also recruited Giles Wood, another of Newey's former Red Bull colleagues, as a director of simulation and vehicle modelling. His arrival followed Newey's concerns about the team's simulation capabilities during his first trackside appearance at the Monaco Grand Prix. Roberts signalled his departure from Racing Bulls earlier this month, describing it as a premature end to his stint with the Faenza-based squad. In a social media post, he joked about spending time on gardening before returning trackside in 2026, accompanied by a green heart emoji that hinted strongly at Aston Martin as his next destination. And the Red Bull family have now confirmed this as well by saying, quote, "We can confirm that Roberts will indeed join Aston Martin once his gardening leave is complete. His former responsibilities at Racing Bulls have been handed to Guilherme de Croo, who has moved from Red Bull Racing to work alongside chief strategist Matteo Dubois." End quote. Roberts' F1 career began with Red Bull Racing in 2016 as a strategy analyst, rising to senior race strategy analyst in 2022. He also played a key role in Red Bull's junior driver program, introducing advanced analytics to talent scouting and development. In 2024, he switched to Racing Bulls, taking charge of race day strategy from the third round of the season last year. His departure comes as Red Bull prepare for another major loss in their strategy department. Long-serving chief strategist Will Courtney will leave the team at the end of this season to become McLaren's new sporting director. Red Bull resisted McLaren's attempts to sign Courtney early, meaning that he will remain in place through this season before making the switch by mid-2026 at the latest. With Newey, Wood and now Roberts, Aston Martin are assembling a formidable technical and strategic lineup as they prepare for the most significant regulation reset in a generation. That's no exaggeration either. This is a massive, massive overhaul of the regulations. I mean, 2014 was huge, bringing in the hybrid engines, don't get me wrong, but this is honestly on a par with that, if not more with the engine side. But when it comes to the aerodynamic side, things are changing immeasurably compared to this year. So things are being completely torn up, in terms of the form right now. McLaren fans, my fellow McLaren fans, enjoy it while it lasts. Next year could be totally different. We just don't know. But like I said, Aston Martin are giving themselves the best possible chance. Genuinely, they are. It's the driver department where there's question marks over it. We've speculated about this a lot in terms of, we've speculated about this a lot in terms of Alonso's future, about, potentially Verstappen going there one day. But I feel like as Red Bull continue to do well, it's getting less and less likely. But it can all turn around. If Red Bull come out of the blocks next year and are terrible, Verstappen's on his way. 100%. He's gone. He's not going to drive around a Red Bull that's in the mid-pack. No way. No way. He at least wants to fight for wins like he is now this year. That is the minimum. That's the minimum that a driver like him expects from his team. But we'll see what happens, guys. Your thoughts in the comments below. Are Aston Martin going to challenge for the Formula 1 World title next year? I want to hear what you have to say in the comments below as always. Like, share, comment, subscribe, guys. Have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world today. And we'll see you very soon.